Today we are speaking about a junior mining company named Blue Lagoon Resources, my friends. If I move myself over to the left side of the screen, you can see the ticker symbol of this company on its respective exchanges. So in today's video, we're going to be going through the investor presentation right here. And essentially, this is going to let you guys know what's up and coming for this company, what we can expect to see out of them over the rest of this year and next year in particular. We're going to go through this right here. Who has been buying Blue Lagoon Resources? Insiders, etc. We're going to speak about this article that came out towards the end of October. Blue Lagoon Resources has under the radar bonanza grades. As I said, these guys are a mining related company, so we're going to speak about Bank of America's gold forecast to hit $3,000 within 18 months. And we're going to speak about this that literally just came out a few hours ago as of recording this video. Essentially just in regards to some updates on their business. Now my friends, right before we do get into this video, can I please ask you to hit that juicy like button, drop me a comment down below, and please do subscribe if you're new around here. Also, I want to let you all know before we get into the video, this is a sponsored video. You will find a full disclaimer in the description down below. But please do understand, guys, that I got to create this video and do the research by myself. There was nothing I have been forced to say. There have been no revisions to this video. So with that being said, the first thing I want to say is I want to have a look at the stock price, okay? This is a penny stock. Just yesterday on the channel we spoke about a completely different penny stock. And with penny stocks, okay, comes higher volatility. A lot of the time comes big moves up, comes big moves down. So as of right now, these guys are literally 0.68 CAD a share. Probably one of the cheapest companies we've ever spoken about on the channel. But this is an important number to keep in mind for a couple of reasons. One, we'll see the CEO buying some shares at a considerably higher price. And recently they picked up a Dome Mountain project that we're going to spend a considerable period of time speaking about today. But you'll see why they got such a good deal if you remember this share price in your head. And so on the topic of volatility, shares outstanding are about 69.5 million, my friends. But there's some really big moves in this company. Wednesday open, they were up 14%. There's some down 5%, some up 10%. It's big moves basically. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. But now let's get into the company, what they actually do, and what's exciting about them as of this moment in time. So Blue Lagoon Resources, they have 15 known high-grade gold veins, 20 kilometers of geological strike, plus a 75,000 tons per year permitted gold mine. Now, why Blue Lagoon Resources? Just to give you guys a good idea of why you would even look at this company. It's a young, dynamic corporation with excellent capital structure. We'll get into their current cash position as well lately, which is very nice. Recently acquired Metal Mountain Resources Inc. and its high quality assets. Solid management with 100 plus years of experience in publicly traded companies with proven ability to raise significant capital, which is very important right now at the stage of the company's life cycle that it is at. Invest in Canada. A lot of these gold companies are in Canada. Obviously it's in the gold sector. And then Dome Mountain Mine, something I really want to speak about quite a bit today. The Dome Mountain gold mine site has seen $28 million spent by Gavin Mines over the last 12 years and $40 million previously spent by Timmins and Aranda for mine permitting, infrastructure construction, as well as underground development and exploration drilling. So other people have already done a whole lot of the groundwork here, and 90% of the property is unexplored. So only one of those 15 high-grade veins has been explored by any significant drilling to date. So, you know, there's a lot of potential there, essentially, my friends. Now, in regards to the corporate structure, guys, 3 acquisitions in 10 months. We just said a second ago, they acquired Metal Mountain Resources. That equated to Gavin Mines and Lloyd Minerals Inc. That's where Dome Mountain came from. Now we can also see we have the Pelair Gold Project, Golden Wonder Project, and the Big Onion Porphyry Copper Project. So in March 2020, Blue Lagoon via an all shares transaction completed the acquisition of Metal Mountain Resources Inc. So we're going to go back to that presentation in just a moment, but I want to speak about a little thing from this article first of all. And we're going to speak about the Dome. So there was 2 old guys, as this person says, now 83. They spent $28 million over the last dozen years building infrastructure and preparing the Dome Mountain project for production of high-grade gold. Eventually, while the exit sign wasn't flashing, it was illuminated, and they realized that they needed to turn over the project to someone who could and would finish the last 1% of work necessary. So in stepped Bllg, and this man is the CEO and director of the company. So he picked up the mine, okay, for 13.5 million shares, then valued at $2 a share. As of right now, it's trading at 68 cents a share. They got a bargain here. So over the years, there's been a $68 million spent on the project, okay? Not by Blue Lagoon, by other people. It has a mining permit in place, as we just said. There are 3 amendments necessary to complete to get into production. Those will cost about $1.5 million and take about 4 months. As of this article, work had begun 3 weeks ago. This is out about 5 weeks ago. So within 2 months, they could be there. So the project comes with a historical 43101 resource going back to 2017, consisting of about 240,000 ounces of gold and 1 million ounces of silver. So it will take about $1.5 million to get this to full production. Bllg has raised $7.5 million for drilling, finishing the underground work in preparation for production, and basic exploration to increase the resource. So essentially the project is only a matter of a couple of months away from being at full production. So there is already 5,000 tons of broken ore mined and ready to be shipped once the final permit comes in. That is anticipated, and production to commence in the first quarter of 2021. So simply put, they are on the verge of heavy production as of right now, and they got the project for an absolute steal. Now, just before we do get back to the presentation, one thing I briefly want to speak about is this. Who has been buying Blue Lagoon Resources Inc. shares? Well, President, CEO, Bllg made the biggest insider purchase in the last 12 months. The single transaction was for 300,000 Canadian dollars worth of shares at a price of $1 each. He was willing to spend that money. He's the CEO of the company, and as of right now, they're at 68 cents a share. So if he's willing to spend that much money, buy that many shares at $1 a share, you would assume that he believes it's going to go up considerably over the next period of time. But important to understand that the Dome Mountain Gold Mine isn't their only project, essentially. Look, that spans 11,288 hectares. I mean, the Golden Wonder project and the Pellier Gold project are both over 7,000 hectares, and the Big Onion project is 4,500 hectares. So cash on hand, $8 million. Debt, less than $200,000. Now that debt as well, you'll see here, the Dome Mountain Mine holds approximately $850,000 debt payable only after commercial production. So by the time that debt is owed, then the cash on hand is obviously going to be considerably higher anyway. Now here is some of the management team, obviously very important to look into whenever you're looking at any company. But Bllg, we've spoke about him, he's the CEO, the director, he invested $300,000. He has 30 plus years of business experience, the past president and CEO of Musgrove Minerals and Continental Precious Minerals. In 2018 became the CEO of Lead Ventures and oversaw and executed on the acquisition and $5 billion plus reverse takeover of Cureleaf Holdings. So essentially he's been in the game, my friends. Bill Cronk, the chief geologist, 25 years of experience as a geologist and manager of exploration programs for precious and base metal deposits in Africa, Europe, as well as North and South America, with expertise that ranges from grassroots, reconnaissance, up to advanced stage and pre-feasibility work. He has worked for Dundee Precious Metals and Northern Empire, which was acquired by Core Mining. A lot of combined experience here. So their project locations, okay? All 4 projects are located close to major highway infrastructure and within famous and well-established metallogenic mining districts of British Columbia, Canada. And if you guys have ever been looking into gold mining stocks, especially these junior miners, this is where a lot of them will be based. So the risk assessment for the Dome Mountain property in particular came back as low risk. For numerous reasons, okay? The right geology and deposit type. 15 veins are available to be drilled, okay? The gold grade is high, very consistent thickness and vein continuity along strike depth. Gold and silver, high recoveries tested through historical production and processing. And also guys, gold is expected to go up in value. I mean, Bank of America for one, as I briefly said earlier, they forecasted to hit $3,000 within 18 months. It's already somewhat started to replicate what happened between 2008 and 2011, the crash followed by a huge pop. Location is good, environmental and water is good, political risk and social, prime jurisdiction, First Nations already signed off, but always a medium risk for the future. But everything else, low risk. But potentially the most important thing to understand about the Dome Mountain project, okay, is this. Only the Boulder vein system is relatively explored and drilled to date. Minor exploration over 12 more veins, 15 vein systems in total have been identified within the property. There is so much untapped potential right here. And the main Boulder vein system plus 15 high grade already identified veins offers 20 kilometers of strike length. So phase 1 drilling commenced in July 2020, and they really do go into some of the figures. You know, if you are a big gold guy in this investor presentation, I really advise you look through this. This slide in particular here speaks about the blue sky potential in the property, and it gives examples from a deep wealth of available historical geological information. And you can see here the free gold vein documented and historic underground mapping and sampling shows highly anomalous gold veins, including 0.6 ounces per ton over 120 feet, so on. So they are planning significant coverage with geophysics and geochemistry over the next 12 months. And keep in mind, this investor presentation is a few months old. I think Q1 there is going to be a lot of exciting things happening. So they do obviously, as we've said numerous times, have more than the Dome. So the Pellier Gold project, 10 mineralized gold and silver bearing quartz veins identified already. The strike lengths do vary from 100 to 300 meters with this one, and thickness from 0.3 to 7.7 meters. And there's already a considerable quantity of stockpiled mineralized rock on surface, approximately 24,000 tons. Now the Big Onion, okay, this one's a little bit different. This is a copper / molybdenum porphyry system. So we have gold, we have silver, we have copper. And you can see themselves here, they give catalyst and news flow, and quite a lot seems to be happening in Q1 of 2021. Now one thing that literally came out, you know, as I was doing my last round of research on this company, literally a few hours before I decided to record this video, was this. Blue Lagoon hits a lot of numbers, okay, but let's speak about what this really is saying. So Blue Lagoon Resources chief geologist, remember we spoke about him earlier on, he said, results from phase 1 drilling program continue to show the high grade nature of the Bllg vein system at Dome Mountain. Our next drilling program, scheduled to begin January 11th, 2021, will once again target this vein at deeper levels to test proof of concept that the gold-bearing mineralization at Bllg vein goes much deeper than what the historical drilling has outlined. So obviously if this is to go well, it's happening in a month or so, we should hear about it within a month to 2 months. It's obviously going to say good things about the company in the short term and the long term. So guys, there we are, a 68-cent stock, a junior gold miner. You know, they have been doing an awful lot, they have a whole lot of potential, very small market cap right now, sub 50 million. They only went public back at the 5th of July 2019. I mean, since going public, they're still up over 871%. Now with that being said, they have been coming down, but I mean, everything has come down over the last while. Some gold stocks have recovered quicker, some are still in the red. Even some of the big names are still in the red over the yearly chart. So I wouldn't be holding it against a stock at this stage of its life cycle, who only went public a while ago. But of course, my friends, it is a penny stock, and penny stocks always carry considerable risk. So please, my friends, do make sure to go out there, do your own research, form your own thoughts and opinions. But just so you guys are also aware, I do not have a position in this company as of uploading this video, and I will not open one for at least 28 days after this video goes public. But there we have it, guys. If you watched this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend. I really do appreciate you being here. If you took some value, please do consider hitting that like button, drop me a comment down below, and of course, do subscribe if you're new around here. I hope that you all have an absolutely fantastic day, my friends. I will see you for another video very, very soon. Peace.